Good evening, New Orleans. I'm Maria Muro, publisher of New Orleans Living Magazine and your host for New Orleans TV show. We have a lot to cover, so sit back, relax, get inspired, and enjoy the show. All right, well, tonight we're going to meet two wonderful locals who are making a very big difference in our community in some very unique ways. So now I want to get started. All right, Blessed 26 is a great organization founded by Kendal Francis. Kendal has an open heart for people and a passion for helping. His passion led him to begin working with young people in New Orleans to show them positive options. After realizing the need for this type of program and mentorship in the community, Kendal used this personal resource, that's a big deal, to fund and launch his organization, and I'm excited to have him here. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. So happy to be here.
You know, we have a lot to cover, but I just want to let everybody who's watching the show know that, you know, Kendal is a very hardworking guy behind the scenes at WDSU, and, you know, he's managed to work his schedule in a manner that allows him to have a lot of free time during the day to follow his passion, which is Blessed 26.
Exactly.
Okay, so I have to ask, where did this name Blessed 26 come from?
Blessed 26 came from a realization. I was a collegiate athlete at Tulane University, and we actually had a person come in our FCA huddle, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and he let us know, he said, you know, young men, I want you all to know that you have a platform. You haven't been blessed just to be talented or you won the Lord's lottery. You've been blessed to be a blessing to someone else. So I want you to take this platform that you have and use it. And I began to kind of look back on my life and see the people who were in my life, the resources that were available to me, the mentors that I had beyond my family. And the great examples that were in my family. And I sat back and like, you know what, no, this is too much for me to keep to myself. I want to share it with someone else. At the time, my football number was 26, and so at the time of the realization, I realized that I was blessed only to be a blessing to someone else, and I was in college and my football number was 26, so therefore Blessed 26.
I love it. That's a great, great story. Okay, so let's talk about Blessed 26. Number one, you know, you decided to start your own foundation because you feel that, you know, God's been so good to you, and not only God, but the people in your life.
Exactly.
Definitely blessed you and got you where you need to be. And so this inspired you to start this nonprofit organization called Blessed 26. Tell me what is at the core its mission. The
mission and the core of Blessed 26 is there are young people out there who I like to describe as determined to be successful despite their circumstances. So what happens is you go to school, and depending on what support mechanism you have or do not have is really going to kind of show which way you're going to turn. So I like to take those young people who have not gotten in trouble, who are staying in school, who want to achieve, but may not necessarily have the support mechanism to get them to where they would like to be. So what we try to do is show them how to create a formula of success for themselves. And once they can kind of see that, okay, there's someone who's assisting me, okay, right. And it's almost like holding a carrot in front of a horse. So, okay, good, I can keep going, I can keep going, and someone's going to hold my hand and show me how to do it. And everyone doesn't have that. I had awesome mentors. You know, I like to tell people my father is the epitome of man to me. My older brother was my hero.
That's
my
wonderful.
Grandfather's most faith-filled man. My other grandfather was the wisest man that I know. And to have that, and my mother, who I feel like is love in human form walking on earth, you have that. I've learned from them, I've watched them, I've listened to them. Let me share that. This is just more than just for me, so I'd like to share it.
Well, you're definitely sharing a lot, and I almost, you know, started to cry there because when we do think about our parents, and you know, we talked about this before going on the air, you know, we've been very fortunate to have parents who are A, present, B, you know, actively involved in our lives, and really teaching us, you know, the true fundamentals of how to be, you know, a successful human being.
Exactly.
And for me, when I think about success, I don't think about, oh, you know, go to school, make money, and all that. For me, success is truly, you know, being a good person. Exactly. And taking care of yourself, first of all, mind, body, spirit.
Exactly.
Which is what I'm getting out of you. Okay, so now who are these kids? Okay, is it predominantly boys?
Predominantly boys.
Okay, and the age group?
The age group is basically grades 9th through 12th grade.
Okay, oh, that's...
Yeah, so because we put an age on it, because there's some kids who are a little bit behind, some kids a little bit ahead,
sure.
But we want to make sure we're covering those bases. So you're going to get so much from school, but then there's a part that they cannot cover. And so
Absolutely.
What we're doing is offering them the part that they're not getting, whether or not be getting it at home, not getting it at school. We kind of fill that gap. So one, they will take advantage of their educational opportunity, because everyone in this world does not have the opportunity to be educated.
Absolutely.
So we want them to see the big picture. And just because people say success does not mean money.
Exactly.
One, if you're happy, when you're a good person, your whole community is better because you influence other good people. And
Absolutely.
we just want to improve this community.
And good comes back.
Exactly.
100%. Okay, so now let's talk about some of the programs that you teach these boys, because I know there's different interesting, little breakfasts that you host, and tell me about that.
Well, that little breakfast, we had about 300 people from the community.
It's a big breakfast.
That's a big breakfast. I had this crazy idea to take about 300 people to breakfast. And one, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Two, in New Orleans, you cannot do anything that does not involve food.
Exactly. Or no one will show up.
Exactly,
Oh, yes.
exactly. So basically, we got about 200 young men from schools and their social workers and guidance counselors and chaperones into the Xavier Ballroom on Xavier University's campus. And we had about 100 community stakeholders in the room as well. So these were young people that would never be in the same room or with some of these individuals, and these individuals usually don't cross the path of some of our young people. So putting them in the same room at the same time, and what they saw were young men that wanted something, and they were like paying attention to every speaker to so attentively and so just gaze like, I need that. And so when they saw that, they was like, you know what, we want to work with you. And I'm just so happy for those sponsors that showed up, the individuals that they sent from their offices to kind of see that these young people do exist. So that's called the family breakfast, because New Orleans, you usually can't say anything bad about New Orleans unless you're from New Orleans, even though I'm not from here. But that basically makes us family.
Absolutely.
It's a very close-knit community that everyone cares about each other. So it's family, and we need to have a breakfast and talk about some very important individual aspects in the community, things that are going on. The next program that we have, it's pretty much to promote the boardroom. The boardroom is the class aspect of it, where we're going to take 30 young people over at Xavier University with the Business School Entrepreneurship Institute is who's our biggest sponsor, and we basically teach them how to create these formulas of success for themselves. We use media, we use organizational tools, we use their goals, and actually ask them to map out a plan to achieve those goals. And then if we see how they spend their time and how they spend their money, that whether they're going to reach those goals or not. They need to know that, because what happens is when you tell kids what they cannot do or have a backup plan, when they have to use the backup plan, they instantly think failure, and they may shut down. And from there, superlative that we have a program called Suited for Success. And what that is where we take 26 of the 120 kids we'll see over the year who've overwhelmingly gone beyond to make sure they're taking advantage of the program, and we take them on a shopping spree. We want them to get tailor fitted. We're working with some organizations or an organization that may want to be a part of a sponsor to that, and so I want them to have. They always comment about my attire a lot of times.
Well, what about? I mean, what if can people donate suits? I know there's a lot of young boys out there, and especially young boys that grow out of their suits. Just something to keep in mind if ever, because I'm sure someone will ask that question.
One, they can donate their suits, and we have a closet for them when they're doing job interviews and so forth and so on.
Okay.
But just the experience of going to buy your own, and having it tailor fitted to you, and then once you grow out of it, because I know the hormones in the chicken pretty much make these kids grow like weeds. I want them to grow out of it and give it away. But that experience with the Suited for Success and the way we do it, I want them, one, give it away when they grow out of it, and two, want to do that for themselves. And so that's how it keeps flowing.
Absolutely, and especially with the suit and just again, a young boy, going into manhood, they like to feel good about themselves, because it's an awkward stage. Don't you agree? Like ninth grade to 12th grade, you have a lot going on, because I feel that at that age, a lot of kids feel like, well, if they're not really seeing that there's going to be a life after high school, what's there to look forward to? Because they don't have the resources, or for whatever other reasons that you brought up. So this is amazing. So let's just talk about the journey with these kids. Okay, so I know you have these different types of programs that you offer, but now, do they graduate? How do they leave you?
Well, they actually don't. We're a family.
Okay.
We're a family. Everyone, it's unfortunate. People need to realize the concept behind gangs. It's like we have something in common. Usually it's poverty and crime surrounding us, and so we're all in this together. We're going to protect each other, and that's the unfortunate part. Well, what if we did that in a positive way? So now I want these young people to compete with each other. Who can reach their goals the fastest? And we put some superlatives there. We have some great friends. The Malcolm Jenkins Foundation has been great to us. Exactly. Wendy's has been great to us. Winn-Dixie's been great to us. Xavier University providing us a space has been great to us. And these people are always looking to help us. And when we can kind of give them some superlatives and make them want to achieve, then we're on to something. And so now they keep we have an alumni base, and they keep track of
Okay.
each other.
That's
and so it's just a
wonderful.
beautiful thing.
And definitely social media made that a little easier, right?
Yes, it did.
To stay in
Yes,
touch.
it
Okay,
did.
and now to wrap up, I'd like to know, A, can people volunteer? If someone wants to get involved, and of course, where everybody's always raising funds, because the only way you can sustain a program like this is through the generous, generous donations from, it could be individuals, businesses. So, and so now tell me about, your goals for the next 5 years.
For the next 5 years, one, we want the boardroom to be very, very successful, and we would like to grow. We would like to grow beyond 30 students. One, people can volunteer, but there'll be various opportunities as we build capacity to volunteer and volunteer more. We actually own a community garden, so we're going to be teaching some health initiatives, and we actually want to give back to our elderly. We want to connect our young people with some of our elderly. We call them treasures. And to assist them through a program that we're going to call how to make, basically making groceries. And we're going to show people how to how to win out of business, how to grow your own food. And we also want to help some of our elderly citizens who are struggling. But whenever you're able to bless someone else, it comes back to you and you get that feeling. And so we'll have some more community events, and I'll most definitely be advertising those over social media and let you know as well.
Yes, definitely let me know. So is there anything coming up in the very near future that we should know about?
The very near future, not this very moment. The family breakfast just happened.
Oh, it just happened.
We're about to start our classes.
Actually, you know what? I don't know if we did we show some pictures? Sorry, I'm talking to my producer here of the family breakfast. Okay, so they've seen. Okay, you've seen the photos. So there you go. I know it was a huge success and
Yes, it was.
really, really big. Okay, so I'm just excited. You just made my day because you've inspired me, and also Kendal, to know that there are people like you out there who you're putting yourself out there.
Yes,
First of all, you've put your own resources out there to start something like this. So I'd like everybody to check out bless26.info.
That's our website.
And support this man and all the great work that he's doing. And we're going to keep an eye on you.
Please do. Thank you so much. I hope we have a lot of stuff to show you.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Julie Fortenberry, registered dietitian with Live Well, Louisiana. Today we're in a local Winn-Dixie in the produce section. Did you know that half of your plate should be full of fruits and vegetables? When shopping for produce, color is key. Try to get a variety of color for different nutrients for different parts of your body. Think of a rainbow plate. Also, be sure to shop local and in season when possible. Not only will this save you money, but it also ensures that that produce was picked at its prime ripeness. It's good for you, and it's also good for the farmers. If you're noticing you're not eating enough fruits and vegetables, a quick tip is to have it prepped and ready to go. When it's there in your refrigerator, ready to eat, you're going to grab it when you're hungry instead of something else. For Live Well, Louisiana, I'm Julie Fortenberry.